Hey there, Slank, everybody. Welcome back for another amazing episode of the Marhaba Crypto Show. Moby, what's going on? How's everything? What are you up to these days?
Man, just enjoying the turn of the market. Apart from that, it's a sunny day outside in Sydney, Australia. I know brother Nakib is heading. I think he should be. He's in Melbourne, but he's heading to our city today, actually. So Nakib,
Mhm.
obviously CEO of Marhaba DeFi. I know he's got some events coming up in the new week, which I'm sure you'll talk about, Ahmed. But apart
Yeah,
from that, man, it was
exactly.
all good in the hood.
Yeah. The turn of the market is an important point here that you made. What do you think it's a turn of the market, or do you think it's what do you call it, dead cat?
I think it is a turn of the market, and I have
Mm.
some. I have a hypothesis. Look, ultimately, I will say this, right? No one knows. Your favorite YouTuber uh, out there doesn't know. Moby Sadiq, Ahmed Jawa, we don't know. But we look at indicators, right? We look at
Yeah.
indicators. So there's evidence that suggests that, hey, you know what? This could be the turn of the market. But perhaps that's
Mhm.
a good segue, actually, Ahmed, for the market update. So maybe I'll get into that.
I was just gonna say that. So we're gonna do the market update, and then we're gonna go into some insights, and then after that we'll do a Marhaba update, and that will be the wrap of the show. So Moby, please, yes, what's going on with the market? Tell us what's going on.
All right, amazing. So there's evidence to suggest that the bottom may be in, right? Now, I'm going to show two, three, four things. A lot of this stuff you guys can check yourself. The first thing I'm going to share is a dashboard by Tokenmetrics. This is a advanced research analytics tool. There's an affiliate link in the show notes if you guys want to sign up for it. But like I've mentioned in previous shows, every so often I like to sort of share some analysis from here. So the first things first, they have an indicator that flips bullish or bearish according to some criteria. Now, it's not just subjective. If I kind of scroll down a little bit, I'll show you this. If you guys remember last time I did, and it might have been a while ago, the results were very, very different. I want to cast your eye to the breakout strategy and the low frequency trend. Now, what this actually is telling us is the tool looks at the proportion of the top 300 coins by market cap that have a bullish or bearish breakout. So this the first one here is looking at. It's looking at the how many coins are trading above or below their monthly high and their monthly lows. So it's not a subjective. Oh, we're going to put a grade. How many of the coins in the top 300 are trading above or below their monthly highs or lows? And you can see here, 67% of them are trading higher. Now, this one here, this is more of an arbitrary one, a more of a subjective one rather. And token metrics have these grades, these bullish grades and these bearish grades. They have these scores where they measure a token based on RSI, based on a whole bunch of criteria, which you can look into yourself. So this one also is bullish at 53%. So there's that. Now, if I scroll down a little bit more, you'll see here what they call Bitcoin versus altcoin season. And it's very, very similar. It will look at all they have out grades out of 100, right? So they'll look at all the coins, usually in the top 300 or so, that have a bullish indicator I guess a score above a certain point. And you can see here the last couple of weeks or so, the first part of July or so, we've been heading up here. Now, why is it called altcoin season? Well, when things are bullish, that's when altcoins pump. And when things are bearish, well, like we've said in the past, that's when Bitcoin it drops the least, and it's a safer haven, right? Like whereas something might drop 90%, Bitcoin might drop 20% also. So that's when Bitcoin's usually the safest. So there is that, and also too, we look at a number of different things, right? So one of the things that I've looked at in the past is oil, right? If when oil is trading high, then that's usually not good for equities. It's usually not good for crypto. One thing I'm going to show today is DXY. So this is the dollar index, and so I guess it's an index of the dollar, the strength of the US dollar. And what we're seeing here, there's evidence to suggest that the dollar index seems to have hit a top, and we might be sort of heading downwards. Now, this doesn't mean that, as you can sort of see here, like, this was drawn from a low. It actually bounced perfectly off the 38% retracement level. Yeah, cool. This could happen again. But I'm not just looking at one or two things on their own. I'm looking at a number of different macro factors. And it seems there is evidence to suggest that the $108, $110 resistance level has been hit, has failed, and dollar might have topped out as well. Now, when you look at the total crypto market cap, this is another old graph that I've been sharing for a while. You can see here, and you'll see this with a lot of big cap coins, Ahmed, this week. You'll see here a couple of things. Like we've got this triple bottom, and double bottoms, are rare, but triple bottoms are even more rare. So we've got this triple bottom dancing perfectly on this resistance line here. That's two things I've mentioned there. The third thing is there's something in technical analysis known as the 60-day EMA. I talk about the 20-day one EMA all the time. There's a whole bunch of EMAs, but there's a 60-day EMA. And often they say that when a coin or any commodity or any trading crosses above its 60-day EMA, then that's often a bullish indicator. So there's a couple of things there. Moving on to Bitcoin, again, this actually looks almost exactly like the total chart, the total crypto chart, and that's because Bitcoin is the highest market cap. So Bitcoin makes up most of the total anyway. So that's why you have a similar scenario going on where you have this triple bottom happening. This level here that I drew a while ago, that was resistance 21.7. It bounced off of it twice, but then we broke through it. Now, we have had a little bit of a retracement since then, and I'm going to talk about that. We dropped, as of recording, back down to 22. So we did lose 24, which was a very nice level. But there is evidence to suggest that the bottom might be in as well. So I'm going to turn on this indicator, and this is known as a DeMark indicator, right? So let me turn that on. Let's see if that goes on. So what is the DeMark indicator? So Tom DeMark, he's a highly respected trader. He's a highly respected technical analyst, Ahmed, and he's developed a bunch of powerful tools, a bunch of powerful indicators that can be accessed via his own tool. So obviously that's how he makes his money. So you can go buy that tool if you're interested. You probably won't. But on TradingView, actually, they have a very, very simple version of his indicator called, you can just look it up, Tom DeMark or DeMark signal indicator. And what it essentially looks at, it gives you a top 9 or a bottom 9 indicator. And what that is, it's based on the direction of consecutive candles before it. So not to get too technical, get into it, this bottom 9 that we had here, it's looking at the consecutive candles before it and giving you a signal whether it's a bottom or a top. Now, you'll be looking at this, you'll be like, oh, but Moby, look here, it said it was bottom and it went down. Yeah, I know. We're not looking at just one thing. We're looking at multiple things, right? So, it does, in this case too, there was a 9 here, and then we had a gain of 31%, right? We had a top here, a potential top, and it actually didn't really top. It kind of went a little bit higher, but then it went down too, right? So we look at multiple things. So that's one thing. There's another thing too that I'll cast your eye to. There's something known as the pi cycle bottom. Now, traders don't talk about this very often because it doesn't happen very often. It happens very, very, very rarely. But if you've been following the news lately, some traders have been talking about a pi cycle bottom. And it looks at exponential moving lines and crossing. You can look that up. There is a good degree of confidence around pi cycle bottoms. It doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to go lower, but the pi cycle bottom is also in. Whereas, if you look at the rule of 3 or 4 indicators, looking at that previous 9, we didn't have the pi cycle bottom. So I'm looking at the pi cycle bottom. I'm looking at DeMark 9. I'm looking at capturing the 60-day EMA, which I said earlier. If I go, actually, I didn't turn that on. If I turn that on here, turn this on here, turn off DeMark. Actually, we actually bounced off the 60-day EMA, which is the reason why I'm saying that ETH is actually looking a lot better. So if you see this red line here, Ahmed, you see this red line here, we bounced off of that. That's the 60-day EMA. If I take it to ETH, you can see ETH actually bounced. It went right through it, and it looks like it's going to be bouncing off of it. And ETH right now is still hitting at $1,500. So very, very similar. We have a triple bottom. We have a pi cycle bottom as well. But it's looking a lot more bullish and a lot stronger than Bitcoin right now. So like Bitcoin went from 22 to 24, dropped back down, Ethereum, I think, was close to 1600. Where did we get
Mm-hmm.
to? Yeah, 1650 actually, right? That
Mm-hmm.
honestly was an overshoot though. That was a huge overshoot. So I would expect it to go down after 1600 anyway. And
Mm-hmm.
1650 does seem to be a bit of a resistance point as well. So Ethereum, going off the merge news, the bullish catalyst of the merge, has still remained quite strong. Moving
Mm-hmm.
forward ahead, that I'll leave it at that for the TA for today. But there's some other things as well. So we always say that indicators, technical and fundamental, often need to be considered together, particularly if you're not trading. If you're looking at big market cap, if you're looking at, a place for your investments, a place for a store of value, it's good to consider the macro with the fundamentals with the technical. So one thing that came out recently, that Ethereum held on exchanges plunges as stakers prepare for the merge. So everyone is holding out for the merge. Everyone's holding out, right? People are pulling it off exchanges. They're putting it onto Lido. They're staking it right now. They're getting ready, because the reason for that is, so if the September 19th merge does actually happen, the returns, or the APY, I think currently they might be at a 2, 3, 4%. They're proposed to go a lot more higher, because the rewards end up getting taken away from the miners, and they end up going towards the stakers. So that's something to look out for. So that's why there's such a bullish catalyst on Ethereum. And that's why, Ahmed, I'm looking at not only Ethereum, Bitcoin, I'm looking at DXY, we're looking at Total, but that's why there's reason to suggest that the bottom is in. Your thoughts, Ahmed?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this, and before we started, and we're seeing what's gonna happen. Look, I I'm also still a little bit worried about the potential dump of people who cannot continue mining, or the potential dump of the people who cannot continue um, wi- with holding the token because of XYZ issues that are coming from the economy, right? Interest rates have gone up, inflation's high. Some people who were holding on to crypto might not be able to hold on for much longer because they need those funds to do XYZ in their family. So I'm just a little bit also worried about that. But you're right. The pattern indicators and the charting and the Japanese candlesticks show a successful maybe rebound. Um, so I'm in between both, because what happens is when people do charting, they all agree upon one singular decision. Whoever's trading, they're usually doing charting. So when everybody's charting, for all of them, when it says it's gonna go up, they all are gonna think it's gonna go up, so they're gonna
It's
hold,
a self-fulfilling
it-
prophecy. Yeah.
right? But when it comes to the economics, it can but then you already kind of said this in the beginning that you never know
Yeah,
with
you
what's
don't
gonna
you don't
happen.
know. And look, I actually don't necessarily think that we're in a bull market. I don't want to
Yeah.
be misconstrued or misunderstood. I don't necessarily think we're in a bull market. I just think that possibly there's
Mm,
reasons to suggest the worst is behind us. The worst might be
yeah.
behind us, because we had liquidity events, from Voyager, 3 Arrows Capital, and 3 Arrows Capital, like, keep in mind, they went from potentially being liquidated to bankrupt. So it's different. Like, being bankrupt and being liquidated is two different things. They didn't end up
Yeah.
getting liquidated. Now they're bankrupt, right? So they're in a position to be bought out, and that business be turned into something else. So, that happened recently. One thing I didn't talk about is Elon Musk selling his Bitcoin. Now, Elon Musk
Ah.
selling his Bitcoin, we dropped off, I don't know, maybe 7%, 8%, whatever it was. I think that's when we went from 24, 25 back to 22. But the market, do you know what I mean? Like, it feels like the market's just dumping on Bitcoin, negative catalyst after negative catalyst after negative catalyst.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
it seems like there's the people left to sell is getting less and less and less and less. And what
Hmm.
happens when there's no one left to sell? You know what I mean? That's when people forget, yeah, we dropped 20, 30%. But when Bitcoin and when crypto moves, it moves.
Yeah.
Like, Ethereum is back 25%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A couple of shows ago, we were talking about $1,000, and we're up to 1,600. It's back up 50%, 50, 60% in the space of a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So, I don't think necessarily you've missed it as well, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, so what the strategy that I've been employing is when I see these signals, when I see these positive signals, I'm not investing in stuff that I'm going to be because I did this last cycle, right? Where I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, this looks like a really good trading opportunity. Let me invest in this coin. And then it tanked. And I'm like, oh, now I'm stuck with these crappy bags,
Yeah.
right? So
You're
I'm
just
looking at
investing in. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
things that
Yeah.
I
You're
like
saying.
anyway. No,
Yeah.
not at all. Ahmed. That I like anyway. Things that I was going to DCA anyway. Because if
Yeah.
Ethereum
Yeah.
drops, if AVAX drops, okay, cool, it dropped. But my dollar cost average, like my average right now, most of us are in losses, right? My average for AVAX is probably like $60 or so, right?
Mm.
So even if I buy at $30 or $25 and it drops down to 10, that would really suck. But hey, I'm going to probably buy more, and it's just going to bring down my average. So
This
it's
this is a very important point that you bring up, like the aspect of understanding the project and being a believer. That even if it goes up, we know 98% that the market, like cryptos, it's not like the crypto's gonna just vanish away. So your investment just vanished away. No, we know it's gonna come back up. When, that's a little bit more difficult to tell. So we stay strong to the few projects, or the or many projects that we strongly believe in and we're confident with, and you just can just DC in, buy the
that we
dip
know will be around.
until you don't have anything to buy the dip with.
100%,
Huddle,
100%,
huddle, huddle,
100%.
huddle.
Like
Yeah,
you say, Ahmed, coins that we know are going to be around. Ethereum is not going away anywhere.
yeah.
It's the culture of currency for NFTs. It's the backbone of DeFi. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, Marhaba is in the DeFi space. If Ethereum went to zero, then Marhaba is zero too. Everything
No,
in
no,
DeFi is zero. You know
we'll,
what I mean?
we'll hold strong. We'll hold strong.
Yeah, yeah, but you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say. Like, it's
yeah,
the backbone of DeFi. It's a sector. It is a
yeah,
sector. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
that sector, there's too much money for it to go away. But you are right. I'll go back to my screen. You are definitely right. There are more catalysts coming. The the Fed will be raising. Actually, let me jump straight to that right now before I go back to this. Jerome Powell. There is news. So the Fed next rate hike will be 2 days from now. So by the time you guys watch this, it's probably already happened, and a lot of economists are guesstimating a 75 basis point hike, so 0.75%. This is the thing about markets. Markets need certainty. When markets have certainty, you will notice things. Like, for example, we might go up, zero point 0.7 base points. And I actually don't know what's going to happen, but maybe we can talk about it next show, right? But I have
Mm,
a prediction that if
mm,
we go up 75 basis points, exactly that, the market either is going to go higher. I'm not going to say moon. It's either going to go
mm-hmm,
higher or it won't have an effect. And the
mm-hmm,
reason for that is markets fear uncertainty. So when they're expecting this, a lot of this stuff is already priced in. Bitcoin, you guys, Bitcoin's been smashed. Crypto has been smashed again and again and again. There's only so much it can be smashed. A lot of the times, these things are priced in, and crypto actually moves faster than equity markets do, a lot
yeah,
faster.
much
So if there's a
faster. Yeah,
pump, we had a recent pump in crypto, equities had a pump a day or two later. You know what I mean? So this article goes into a little bit more detail that Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell is likely to slow the pace. Interest rate increases after front-loading policy with a second straight 75 basis points. So they had went up by 75 basis points before, and what they're saying is he's likely to slow that down. So the next one after might be 0.5. So in one way, it doesn't
mm,
make sense. You're like, well, it's very clear we're going to have 2-3 more rate hikes this year. But Moby, you're still saying it's not going to impact markets. I'm saying it won't impact markets if that's what's expected. Now,
mm,
if we go up 1%, right? If we go up 1%, then the market's going to be like, oh crap, what do they know that we don't know? Right?
yeah,
What do they know that we don't know? Fear, uncertainty, doubt kind of creeps back in. But if we go up 25 basis points or 50 basis points, and I'll be happy to be wrong, right? I'm happy this stuff is recorded. We're not going to delete this. We can discuss next time what actually happened
yeah,
based on the market. So
yeah,
I'll keep going. There's not much left in the market update today, but I look at multiple things, right? So with Ethereum, if I go back to Tokenmetrics, they have this, I spoke about earlier that they look at grades and they look at the percentage of grades. I gave you a very objective figure and I gave you a subjective figure. The objective figure was the percentage of coins that are hitting their monthly highs. And the subjective one is Tokenmetrics' own grading system, right? So they've given Ethereum a grade of a strong buy right now. I won't get too much into detail of what they look at, but I will show you historical performance. So I don't know, Ahmed, can you see these red dots and green dots on this chart?
Yeah,
Can you
you
see
can.
that? Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, that means everyone else should be able to. It flagged bullish a couple of days ago. Now, if we look previously, right, if we look previously when it flagged bullish back in March, it went from 2,800 all the way to 3,500.
Yeah.
Right? It went all the way to 3,500.
Just
Now,
clarify, this is AED or USD?
this is
Sorry,
USD. This is USD.
Okay, USD. Okay,
Yeah, it's
sorry,
USD. Yeah, I never look at AUD. No one looks at AUD apart from Australians. I'm doing a global crypto channel. I got to look at USD. But good question.
Fair
So
enough,
it flipped bullish here, right? Now, this is not designed to catch the bottoms and the tops. It's not designed to do that. It's designed to minimize your drawdown and maximize your upside, right? Based on confirmations. So it went from 2,800 all the way to 3,500. And I know why you asked that, Ahmed. This is back in March. This is not today. This is back in March.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I was saying, trying to see what, I didn't see the little dates at the bottom, so I was like, what?
Yeah. No problem. And then it flipped bearish at on the 21st of March at $3,000, right? So yes, so someone might have bought in here, but they would have gotten out on profit. And if you pulled out there at 3,000, which I didn't, to be honest, my Ethereum holdings are long term. It went from three grand, as you guys know, to $966, 800 something dollars. You know what I mean? So you would have saved a drawdown of 75% or so. You know, and it's not always, there's always false positives. There was a red here, so it was sell signal here, but then it actually went up, but not by too much. And then there was another red signal here. You know what I mean? So, and you can see here, it did really, really well here. It went from 3,500 back in September all the way to 4,500. So things like that. Now, if it was just this, I wouldn't care, right? But trading signals, things that's happening out in the ether, those are interesting things. Now, things like this, right? Animoca Brands is launching a DAO to develop Metaverse standards. If you know anything about the Metaverse is very bullish for Ethereum, and it's very bullish for Metaverse coins as well. If we look at the Metaverse index, right? So this on CoinMarketCap, you can actually look at almost indexes, almost like little industries, or within crypto. You can see here. Now, one thing that actually crept up on me is Decentraland and Mana. So Decentraland, Mana, and Sandbox, they're the ones that we talk about. But the one thing that we haven't spoken about on this show, but others have, is ApeCoin. So ApeCoin, they have Bored Ape Yacht Club. They've got a coin. They've got a Metaverse coming out that they released a demo on, which I'll share some footage on. But it's now the #1 market cap for the Metaverse. I'm not saying for you to go ape into this and ape into it. I'm not asking you to go and go invest in it. I'm just saying that that's what's happening right now. All right. So if you look at that industry or that particular index, and I don't think, if I go back to this, the Tokenmetrics thing here, you can see the top performers, right? Right now, if you look at the top performers, yield farming. All right. So that's 83% Tokenmetrics grade for that sector. Yield farm. What's yield farming? Well, it's got Ethereum in there, AVAX in there, Solana in there. The Aave, all those DeFi related tokens are in yield farming. DeFi and yield farming is part of that, right? Layer ones. And then you've got DeFi on its own, exchange-based tokens. So the 3 out of the 6 are all DeFi, Ethereum, layer 1. Then you got Metaverse, right? So that's another sector that's doing really quite well right now. So, and then you got news like Animoca Brands launching a DAO to develop Metaverse standards. And who does that impact? Well, Alien Worlds, Dapper Labs. So Dapper Labs has the Flow token, Decentraland, Star Atlas, and the Sandbox. So that sector itself is one to look at. Now, I'm not going to do more technical analysis, but I will look at some Tokenmetrics grades. You can see ApeCoin right now has a metric of a TM grade of 82%, buy to strong buy right now. if I go back to their low frequency indicator, so the bullish, bearish indicators, it flagged bullish a couple of days ago as well. Now, me personally, to be honest, this show's not about financial advice, obviously, but I'm not in this sector right now. I'm focusing more on DeFi. I'm focusing in a bear market. I focus on my winners. I just focus on those guys. I'm not really interested in new stuff apart, unless I'm a big believer in it. ApeCoin itself, I've got issues with ApeCoin because there are theories out there that it is run by Nazis or it's inspired by Nazi symbolism. I don't know if I believe it, but it's enough to scare me. So that's another reason why I'm a little bit uncomfortable with it as well. Any your comments on that, Ahmed?
I was gonna say this was supposed to be our highlight or our topic of the week on our favorite conspiracy theory within crypto, and so
Yeah,
I guess
we'll have a new segment. We should have a new segment: conspiracy theories of crypto.
so.
But there is
Yeah,
a
you're saying?
very interesting YouTube documentary around this where the guy looks at so many factors. Like the logo is based on Nazi symbolism, a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know. And to be honest, I don't really care because I don't have a Bored Ape, right?
Yeah.
I'm not investing in this token. Like for me, I'm like, yeah, look, it's interesting. But it's not interesting enough for me to go down a rabbit hole. But I
Mhm.
think it's worth an argument. But you're right. This is probably for a segment, for a conspiracy segment. No, I have no, evidence or anything like that. The point is, though, this sector is doing well. Sandbox again is a strong buy that flipped bullish as well. It's got very strong signals right now. So does Decentraland Mana. So I guess what I'd say is, if you're looking at the metaverse, Mana, Decentraland, Sandbox, there might be coins out there that you might want to revisit again if you're a believer in the metaverse and you're a believer in that space. But that's pretty much it for me, man, in terms of our market update for the week.
No, that's phenomenal. I think it got us a lot of interesting points in regards to what's the future of crypto could look like for the upcoming week or pretty much even months or years. Cool. You know what? I'm gonna skip over our featured insight about the what do you call it? The controversy or a conspiracy theory. So I'm gonna go into directly
Oh,
to
were
the
you
Marhaba
joking?
update.
Are you joking or are you serious?
No. I'm being serious. It was part of the plan for the
Oh,
show.
oh,
Yeah,
right. Okay.
we'll
All
do
right,
it
all right.
for.
Next time, I guess.
Well,
Yeah. Next time.
yeah.
There you go. I thought you were
So
just
yeah,
playing. I thought you were playing with me. Conspiracy of the week. Sorry, I stole your conspiracy of the week. Then let's just call that the conspiracy of the week. Bored Ape
you
Yacht Club is potentially embedded with Nazi symbolism. Do your own research.
know,
Yeah.
no, I was gonna talk about another one. I was gonna talk about. I don't know if this guy, if you know this guy, his name is uh something Pina. He believes that crypto is made by, I think he said, the Russians, is to take over the world, and when the truth comes out about who Satoshi Nakamoto is, everything's gonna crash. And because he was very viral, let's say
Well, you
about
know what?
6 months
Save it
ago.
for next week because I think this could be
Okay,
fun. This could
okay,
be a fun
yeah,
segment.
yeah,
When
yeah.
we find them, we'll throw them in.
Yeah, we might even do like a in between clip. We might just play a little bit. Uh, Maybe my clip might have some swear words in it, but so I might not play that. But maybe
And
yours we
if you
can play a
guys
little bit.
have conspiracy theories you want us to look at or evaluate or give our viewpoints on, it doesn't do
Yeah,
anything to the validity of the theory or not. But if you want to hear our advice and opinion, leave it in the comment section. Obviously, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll do what we can next time.
yeah, for sure. I think that's good. Let us know what your favorite conspiracy theories about crypto is. Okay, what's going on with Marhaba? Actually, some really exciting things. This morning we actually posted a part of our UI UX. I'll share my screen now and kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. 1 second. So let's do the entire screen. We'll go in here. I think it's this one. No, I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay. Can you see my screen?
It's black. Oh, there we go. We got it.
All right. Perfect. So you guys can see here, we're revamping our official website. We're also revamping our Hall wallet and our NFT marketplace. Also designing the liquidity harvester, Miro, and also a Sharia board, which I don't want to talk about too much because we're still in finalizing the designs. But Liquidity Harvester, Miro, Sahal Wallet, and website, and our Souk NFT are being either redesigned or designed, and that's going to be launched very soon. I'm literally we're on the cusp of just finalizing what changes need to be done, and then you'll see them implemented very soon. So here you guys can see kind of a first little chunk snippet of what it may look like. The colors have changed, the interactive designs have changed. You can see, we got a lot more of the urban look to it. So you, just not this part you're going to see for every single part of the website. Rather, the website's going to have a few more parts which are going to be phenomenal for people who want to learn, because we're going to go into developing an academy. We're going to go into developing a section on the website where you can go in and you can start learning more about what is crypto, start learning more about DeFi, start learning more about the Sharia perspectives of these things. And so really exciting things happening. And then a lot of you guys have asked us in our Telegram or in other places about ambassador program. So ambassador program has been finalized. Now it just needs to be put on the new website, and once that gets deployed, you guys can go in and become ambassadors, and then those will be managed through our Discord and our other forms of communication. And we have a lot of fun stuff for our ambassadors all across the world. So I'm excited about that. Another update which we were talking about that Nakib and Mufti Bilal are part of is that there's an IFG Crypto Summit. We've talked about IFG before. We've partnered with them. We do a lot of different things with them. So IFG is the Islamic Finance Guru. These guys were part of the summit, talking about disruptive ideas and groundbreaking insights on crypto, what's happening, and what's the future look like. In addition to that event, Nakib is currently that's what he's traveling to Sydney for from Melbourne. Is he's a panelist for what the future of crypto looks like, and he's talking to a group of capitalists and venture capitalists and investors, and pretty much you can say rich people that we want to be in front of. So hopefully, if you get the point across, I told Nakib, I'm like, Nakib, do not come back without a bag of goodies. And my hope and my prayers are with Nakib that he can come back with something that's going to help us to grow the token, continue the operations of the project. Not saying that we need more funds to continue the operations, but I think having those extra funds can help us continuously boost in production, because making strong technology and highly valuable technology, it's expensive. So we can always use more funds, right? And so pretty much this is another event that Nakib's going to be at. In line with that, there's a few other stuff which I can maybe stop sharing my screen, and I can go into my other details. So we are currently developing new things for the Sahal wallet. As you guys know, new features are coming out. We did the roadmap show. One really interesting feature which I'm really excited about is a charts enabled. Charts are going to be enabled on the Sahal wallet, so you can go on the token, you can click on the token, and you'll see the charts. You can do your quick analysis on there, which is very good, because now you don't need to use a wallet and then you need to have Binance or you need to have another trading view open. You can just do everything there. And not only is this going to be just a basic charts, we're not going to leave it at this. Version 2 of it's going to be where you can do minor like analysis on there. And you can also, one thing I'm really pushing for is a notification inbuilt, where you can put in notification requests for each token. You can say, okay, if it goes up by 3% or 5% or 10%, please notify me. And so that way you can protect yourself and hedge for losses, or even take profits, right? I've always talked about taking profit. Another thing is the referral program. So update on the referral program. I don't know if you know, Moby, but we had a huge referral program that just happened for the Sahal wallet. A lot of people applied for it. They did refer their friends, but there was a lot of people that just had bots set up, so had fake accounts. So I had to go through, let's say, about 16 hours of semi-automated and
Wow.
manual labor of cleaning, because I want to be fair. I want to reward only the people that are genuinely referring their friends. So the bot kicked out, I think, 90% of the emails. Then I had to go through and I had to kick out another 5%. And the bot might have kicked out genuine referrals, but That's nothing that I can do. I just put in algorithms that if it doesn't follow the rules and the regulations, just kick them out. And then we had given the rules and regulations in the submission form. So if you read it, you had to fill out the information correctly. You have to get all the information, all that stuff. So now I was left with a big chunk of emails. We're talking about thousands, and so I've spent yesterday a few hours sending out emails to everybody, and today I'm going to spend a few hours to send out emails to the rest of the half. Or when this video comes out, probably all the emails are sent out, and that's going to be the second cut of those referrals. So to clean up that entire mess, the next version of the Sahal wallet with the new UI UX with the charts, we're going to have a referral program inbuilt, so you can use that in you can send it to your friends, and it's going to be like the referral programs that like crypto.com has, like Binance has, where you get a specific link to your name. You can send it to your friends, they can download it from that link, and then pretty much you just have to put in the code that you give them, and that's a referral. And we just like everything happens automatic. I don't have to spend 16 to 20 hours finding out what's correct, what's wrong, and it will automatically tell if it's a bot or not a bot, and there's systems in place, so which is very exciting. So that's about it. Those are the updates of Marhaba that are happening right now. Our team are heavily focusing on the UI UX, the production of the new products, and that's why we're focusing. We're putting our heads down. We're finishing this stuff before the bull market, because when the bull market comes, we want there to be a high utility for the token, and so there's natural demand for it, and there's a natural growth for it. That's about it. Now
Amazing
those are the
stuff,
updates from Marhaba. Any anything you anything? Well, by the way, I was gonna ask you. You have the Sahal wallet. What's your input like? That you think we can add on to or we can take away?
Oh, look, I think the charts thing is really cool.
Yeah,
Is that a trading view, Ahmed? Is it going to be trading view or?
it's not gonna be trading view as of yet. Like it won't be as advanced as trading view. It's gonna be very simple for the first version, but the second version, I am trying to get the API inbuilt. So,
Trading view, yeah, yeah,
uh,
cool.
yeah, if we
No,
can
but
get that
yeah,
API, it'll be like trading views.
I like the idea. You can see charts and you can do your sort of analysis. Not even analysis, guys. Like most investors are not traders,
Yeah.
or analytical people, but yeah, just you can sort of see that data there. Um, I think the other thing too. I think would be cool over time, and I think it's fun that we can talk about this stuff. Is like alerts, right? So if the price
Yes.
hits a certain point, send an alert. If a price hits a certain buy point, send an alert. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's for version 2. I've already put in a request for it because I saw what the charts look like, and it was already exciting enough. Like I'm, I can say this with hands down. Sahal Wallet looks more user friendly than Trust Wallet. And if Trust Wallet has such a strong, and I mean it's the same safety, but now imagine the same safety with something that's more user friendly, and everything on there is going to be permissible. So
Hundred
that's what
percent.
excites me heavily. But yeah, that's about it. Those are the updates, and I think that's majority of the show. Any last little bit you want to leave the community with, Moby, before I wrap this up?
No, guys, just guys, if you like what you see, look, you know what I will say during bear markets, numbers go down everywhere on all crypto channels, right? We're obviously a smaller channel, so we feel it a little bit more. But guys, please comment. If you're watching, comment.
Yeah,
If there's an insight you've
peace.
gotten, comment. Please like and thank you for everyone who does. We do read your comments. Share it around and yeah, spread the love. We'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, for sure, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Do subscribe. Do send this to your friends because Moby's correct. Um, the market's down, so numbers do go down. Even on my personal channel, numbers have gone down. But it's about you guys coming out, comment, keep telling us what you guys are doing, what's going on, and liking and subscribing, so motivates us and we get that juices going. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, take care of yourself. Check us out on our other social media. Assalamu alaikum.
So